built it on the same formula that we did the light duty, but obviously with a heavy duty truck, the most important thing, the reason people step up from a light duty to a heavy duty truck is capability, because they've got something that they need to tow or haul. Well, it could be for their livelihood, for their work, or it could just be for their lifestyle. They got a big boat, towing horses, towing their cars around, car haulers, those kind of things. So they're looking for a vehicle with maximum capability, but again, all the technology and luxury they expect in these kinds of vehicles. So from a capability standpoint, back in January at the auto show, we announced our best-in-class capability levels. We're the first ones to 1,000 pound-feet of torque with the new Cummins high-output diesel. First one to break the 4-digit barrier. Our towing is also best-in-class at 35,100 pounds. Again, that's on the 3500 dually. And our payload is best-in-class at 7,680 pounds. In the past, that's kind of been the focus of heavy-duty trucks, is deliver all the capability. But we also wanted to make it easier for them to do whatever tasks they need to do, whatever they need to tow, make it safer and easier. So we added a lot of technology to the truck that wasn't there before to help them do that. So first on the technology line, and you've probably already seen it in the light-duty trucks, we do have the 12-inch radio in the heavy-duty, which is a fantastic feature. It gives you a lot of information all on one screen. You can use the full screen for nav and have a 12-inch screen. You can split the screen in half and have nav on half and your radio controls or your comfort controls on the other half. So that technology flowed through. I mentioned the interiors earlier on the light duty, that they were won awards 10 best. When you look inside this truck, you'll basically see the same interior design elements and cues and materials flow through to the heavy duty as well. So we know we've got a first-class interior basically borrowed from the light duty. But the other technology we added was more about making it easier for customers to tow and haul their loads around. So we've got a 360 camera available on the truck that gives you a bird's eye view. You can see all the way around the truck, whether you're towing or not. You can see what's on the side, in front, in the rear. We still have the cargo view camera on the back of the cab. That lets you look into the bed. And if you're hooking up a fifth wheel or gooseneck, it lets you align the trailer to the ball or the fifth wheel hitch without even getting out of the truck. As far as the design of the truck, if you look at the front of the truck, you'll notice a lot of similarities to the light duty. That was intentional. The front end is all new, but it keeps the family resemblance to the light duty truck. On the premium headlamps, they're directional headlamps, so when you take a turn, they will turn up to 15 degrees to the outboard to light your way into the turn. It also will automatically turn on your fog lamps if they're not already on. The truck I have behind me is a Laramie. This one is shown with the Sport edition on it. That gives you the body color bumpers in the front and the rear, the body colored door handles, and the body colored grille surround. This is available on both the Laramie and the Bighorn model. The model lineup on heavy duty is very similar to what it was before. Of course, there's the 2500 or 3/4 ton truck, which is this truck here. And then there's the 3500, which is the 1-ton truck, which comes in both single and dually. And our trims are very similar with one exception. The base work truck is basically the same. It's called the Tradesman. And at the very top end, we have the Limited. And you walk up from Tradesman to Bighorn, to Laramie, to Longhorn, to Limited. What we eliminated was we used to have a trim called SLT in between Tradesman and Bighorn. Light duty no longer has that trim as well. We eliminated the SLT trim, and we eliminated it in name but not in content. The base Bighorn is structured such as it'll be very similarly contented to the way the SLT was last year. We announced pricing about a month ago or so. Base pricing starts at $33,395 on the 2500, goes up to $61,300 on a base Limited, and the 3500 is about $1,200 to $1,500 more than that on each of the trims. But we also did a lot to make the ride more comfortable and quieter. We've got acoustic glass now throughout the cab. We've got active noise cancellation, and we've got a redesigned suspension that is even smoother on the road. And the 2500 continues, it's had this since 2013, continues with the rear coil link suspension, which is the only coil links in the heavy duty on the rear. no leaf springs back there. That gives you a smoother ride to start with. And then of course we have our optional air suspension available on both 25 and 3500. The one model I didn't mention when I went through the lineup was Power Wagon, and we of course still do have the Power Wagon. There's a current model Power Wagon behind you there in the Mojave Sand. The look of the Power Wagon will be very similar to that with the 18. One of the major changes we made was to the standard Warren winch that's up in front of the vehicle. It's the only factory built truck you can get with a winch on it. But we changed the winch. It's still a Warren winch. It's still 12,000 pounds of capability, but it's now got a synthetic cable versus a steel cable. Same capability, but it saved 28 pounds. And it's also much easier to work with, and you also don't risk getting metal shards in your hands and things like that if you're not wearing gloves while you're handling the metal cable. The other change to the lineup I should mention is the 6.4 is now the base engine in all the trucks. Last year we did have a 5.7 available, very low take rate. We eliminated that engine, and so the 6.4 is the base engine. We of course continue our very successful relationship with Cummins. We have a 6.7 standard output that is 370 horsepower, 850 pound-feet of torque. And then we have the high output Cummins, which is available on the 3500. And that's mated to an Eisen transmission, and that's when you get the 1,000 pound-feet of torque, and that makes 400 horsepower in that one.